Today is humor on aging. And things are funny. Because when you look at the other part about it, you'll hear, I'll say it again, and I'll say it 10 million times. The other part about not aging, we don't want to know. Because we really want to be here to age. Because that's the way it is. We don't grow old. We grow older. And if we have that attitude in our minds, you know what? It makes it. It makes it. Today, I want you all to look in a mirror. And I want you to notice that the person who greets you is beautiful. Inside and outside. Today, I want everyone to say to yourself that you know that nothing is impossible. Remind yourself that every one of your dreams is within your reach. Today, I want you to think about all of the people who love you, who see the beauty in you, and begin to look at yourself in the very same way. Now, I got to tell you, this is funny. This is funny. Every morning, I get up in the morning, and some of my friends know it. And the first thing I do, and I get up about 5:30, 5:45 every day. And I do a little writing, I do a little reading, I call, if I have anybody back east to call to. And the next thing I do is I get dressed and put my makeup on. So someone asked me, why do you do that? At 6 o'clock in the morning, who is going to see you?
It doesn't matter.
You don't care, it doesn't matter. Because you know what? That doorbell may ring, may be the FedEx man. And you know what? He may be single. And I'm single. So you know what? I'm dressed. I'm ready. I'm made up already. I have a place to go. I may not know where it is, but there's a place to go for me. Do you know that all the adult centers now are changing their names from senior to adult centers?
Yeah.
Because the baby boomers who are coming into our generation will make it with us the biggest, strongest, socially, emotionally, unreal group of people this world has ever seen. Talking about women. I love this. Last year I replaced all the windows in my house for those very expensive, double pane, energy efficient kind. Today I got a call from a contractor who installed them. He was complaining that the work had been done and completed a year ago, and I still hadn't paid for them. I went, hello? Because I'm a woman, don't take advantage of me. I am not stupid. So I told him just what his fast-talking salesman had said to me. He said that when you install these windows, they would pay for themselves. Hello? It's a year! Oh, Lordy Lord. The changes in our lives and our bodies, our attitudes are inevitable. But staying positive and energetic is what it's all about. One has to keep a perspective to learn how to age gracefully. When I became Ms. Senior LA County a couple of years ago, it said they wanted women to enter the contest who could age gracefully with dignity. Right. With help. Okay? When I say with help is because inside me, I always wanted to be at my best. I always wanted to look my best. I always wanted to dress nice. I always wanted to appear to the outside world as someone who was confident about myself. And that's another thing. No matter who you are, doesn't matter. Love who you are inside. Because that's all we have. In other words, we're only here once. Only down that little road, but once. Make it the best time. That's why when someone said to me, Jackie, you know, you look like you're having such a great, wonderful time. I am. I am so excited that I am 75 and a half years old, and I am living my life now for me. I brought up my kids. I've been there with the grandkids. I've been there when this one needed my help. Still need it, still there for him, but in a different way. Now it's my turn. You know, my little pocketbook in there says it's all about me. You know what? It's all about me. And it's not, someone said, well, isn't that kind of a selfish way to look at things? No. I put in my time. I put in the time raising kids from the time I was 17. I did my PTA work. And now it's me. So I have an agent, by the way, and I go out on commercials. I just did a nice commercial, and this is very funny. My agent called me and he said, listen, they're looking for a pink lady. You're kidding me. No. He said they need, on a CTIG cell phone commercial from Washington, from the government, it said one of the names that they needed was a pink lady. And let me tell you something. And this is funny. He goes, you don't get this friggin' thing. You're dead. I said, don't even say that. Anyway, I walk in, this whole picture, a room, and the room has in it 60 pink ladies. Because the call went out for a pink lady. Everyone was there with a pink lady. I came with a little pink poodle, my little pink poodle. And I came with a pink outfit, my pink cell phone. And they were all going in and they're taking each one. And this is so funny. And I walk in and I said, look, before you even interview me, I said, let me tell you, I have been pink for 40 years. I said, my philosophy is to think pink. Oh, and what is your philosophy? I said, well, it's to think pink. It's to feel the aura and the energy that a color can give you to see life through rose-colored glasses, which makes everybody and everything a thing of beauty and love. And the director looks at me and he goes, okay, would you slate? And slate means you have to say your name and all that. Hi, I'm the pink lady. He said, no, your name. I said, oh, okay, it's Jackie Goldberg, DBA, AKA the pink lady. Well, by now they're on the floor. And he goes, okay. And he said, well, what makes you a pink lady? I said, hello. I said, you better come to my house. It says the pink lady's house. Anyway, we joke. And I left. The next day I get a call. They want you to come back. You're on a call back. So I went, and now there was 10 of us, all dressed in pink. 2 days later, I get a call. They want you. I said, you're kidding me? He says, no. Anyway, I went, I did it, and it was pouring rain downtown LA. Here I am in a pink suit, pink hat, with a pink real dog. They had it on a coat with a little pink thing, and the dog was adorable. This little dog would not do what I say. I had to go from here, I had to walk with the cell phone, with the dog. Hi, oh yes, my darling, and walk across the street. This little son of a bitch of a dog. He was going to go his way, right? And he's walking with me, and I'm going, come over here. Hello, yes, on the phone. Get over here. Anyway, we did it. It took us 2 days to do that little thing. And I got paid for it, but it was funny. Anyway, so pink has been really good. Now, I always say to somebody out there, getting old is not for wimps, okay? It's for people like you and I who keep loving, living, and definitely laughing all our way through. If you have someone in your life, and I really mean this with all my heart, if it's family, it's one way to handle it. And I also do a class on negativity and positivity. There's one way to handle family. There's another way to handle friends and significant others. But if you have a friend, let's say, that's very, very negative, first of all, if it was me, I would naturally try to help her out. But there are some people that can't be helped, that like to be negative. So you know what you have to do? Make a wall. And just say to yourself, you know what? That's the way he or she is. If I really like them that much, I'm going to go along with it. But don't let it get into your aura. Don't let it get into your space. Because that can ruin the way you feel. Significant others. That's another thing. How many of us are single here in the room? I'm going to tell you a cute story. I have a couple of friends, okay? Because I believe in relationships, no commitments. But that's me, okay? And a friend of mine called me the other day and she said, I want you to meet somebody. And his name is George and he's an engineer. Okay, electrical engineer, no, I'm sorry, a scientific engineer for Rocketdyne, and he was all brains. She said, the nicest man, lost his wife a couple of years ago, and he really needs to meet someone nice. So I said, okay, fine, give him my number. I get a call. Hi, is this Pink Lady? I said, yeah. This is George. And he said, your cousin Lynn gave me your name. And I said, oh yeah, wonderful. And he says, I'd love to take you to dinner. Well, my policy is, I don't want to have dinner with someone I don't know. That's a whole evening I'm giving up if I don't like them, right? So I said, you know what? Why don't we have Starbucks coffee or a fast lunch? You know, like Habit or anything. So he goes, oh, he says, how about lunch? I'm game. So I walk in the restaurant, and there's quite a few gentlemen there. And a couple of nice looking ones, you know, I figured, oh boy, okay. And then someone walks over to me, let me tell you. Thank God I didn't go to dinner. Now, this guy, I have to tell you, was one of the best looking men I have ever seen. Extreme opposite of what you thought I was going to say. I mean, drop dead gorgeous. I'd say a man about 72, white hair, I mean, full head of hair, handsome, handsome man. And he says, hi, I'm George. I said, oh, hi, well, I'm Pink Lady Jackie. We sit down. So I'm not a big eater, and I like to share. So right away I said to him, could we share whatever you want? It's fine with me. You know, I'm not poor. Okay. I said, I'm not poor either. I said, well, what is that going to do with our eating habits? And he says, well, I mean, I could afford lunch. I said, that's not the point. The point is I don't like to eat a lot. So if you don't want to share, that's fine. He said, oh, no, I'll share. I mean, this was like dragging him. Anyway, we sat there and we talked. Now, we really didn't talk. He did all the talking. And it was about him, it wasn't his late wife, it was his divorced wife, who he took him to the cleaners. And I mean, I had finally about a half hour into the, I said, hold it. Hold it. I said, you know, I said, I have a policy. And I said, I guess I just didn't stop you in time. I said, my policy is that when I meet someone new, it's new. It's a new beginning for both of us. So all I want is 3 seconds of your past. And the rest is your future. And he looks at me and goes, oh, I don't have anything to say. And you know what? He didn't. This poor man had nothing in his life now at all. He was living in the past. So he couldn't have a relationship that was worth anything because he was giving nothing. So in dating, and that's another class that I will have, the third class, is senior sexuality. Remember one thing. There are people out there that you might think have everything in the world as far as the opposite sex. And you know what? They really don't have anything. And also it goes for some women. So, some of the things we do, as I say, is trying to keep positive. Another thing we must do, and this is important, is simplify your life. Edit down the possessions that you have. It's good every once in a while to do that. I do not say throw away personal, wonderful things that you want to keep. But there are things that you have in your homes now you don't need anymore. They've been there, they've done that. It's a time to go on. You want to keep your memories. That's what's important. So go through your house. I went through my house a few years back, so help me. I must have had 2 bins full of stuff. What was I doing with it? It wasn't helping me. I kept your personal little things. but everything edits your life. It's easier. This is called the hotel story. Next time that you think your hotel bill is too high, you might want to try this. A husband and wife were traveling by car from Key West to Boston. Almost 24 hours on the road. They were just too tired to continue, and they decided to stop for a rest. They stopped at a hotel and they took a room, but they only planned to sleep for like 4 hours and then get back on the road. When they checked out 4 hours later, the manager handed them a bill for $350. The man exploded. And he said, wait a minute, why are you charging me so much money? And the clerk was very nice. And he said, excuse me, the rooms are certainly wonderful. Aren't they worth $350? The clerk tells him that the standard rate, that's what it is. The manager of his, I want the manager. So the manager comes out. And he explains there was an Olympic-sized pool out there at a huge conference center. And the husband said, we didn't use them. The man said, I'm sorry, they were here, and you could have. Then he says, you know what? We also have a famous restaurant, and we have a famous library. The man says, you know what? I didn't use them. I'm sorry, you were here. No matter what argument he said, they just didn't agree. Finally, the manager is unmoved. He says, I want my money. Okay. Takes out his checkbook, writes a check, gives it to the manager. The manager looks at it and he said, excuse me, sir, the check is only made out for $50. And the man says, that's right. I charged you $300 for sleeping with my wife. He says, wait a minute. I didn't sleep with your wife. That's too bad. She was here. A friend of mine who is 89 years young said, life should not be a journey to the grave with the thought of arriving in a great and wonderful body, but to skid sideways, champagne in one hand, strawberries in the other, completely used up, worn out, screaming, laughing, and yelling, woo, what a ride. And that's what it's all about. You know, people say to me, are you always funny? Are you always energetic? And I say to them, you know what? There are times when I'm not. But those times are very private times. Because I take that as something that is within me to let out every now and then. My husband passed away 5 years ago. And we had the funeral like everybody has, you know, things. And I'm there, and this woman comes over to me, a friend of ours at the California Mart. I have to tell you something, Jackie. I said, yeah. I really think it's quite inappropriate what you're wearing to your husband's funeral. Okay? Why? Well, after all, you're in pink. And I looked at her, and without batting an eye, I said, you know what, though? If I were any other color, he wouldn't know me. I got home, and I thought about it. And I said to myself, you know what? If one cannot be who you really want to be, if you can't get up in the morning and say, you know what? I'm going to wear green, blue, or whatever. I'm going to wear my hair a certain way. I'm going to put pink in my hair. And you know what? I don't care whether anybody likes it. I like it. It's me. And you know what? If it makes me happy, I'm going to take that attitude and I'm going to generate that humor, that laughability, that zest for life, and I'm going to give it to somebody else because I'm happy that I'm who I am. When I first started dating, people would say, isn't it a little soon? It was about a year and a half after my husband passed away. I know people that date 6 months after, a month after. You know what? It's what you want to do. It's your comfortability zone. It's your life. It's not theirs. If we want to laugh about things, who's to stop us? I changed in September. I gave my business of 40 years to my daughter. I said, you know what? I'm walking out of this business, my head held high, saying to myself, I did it. I had a great business. My buyer was my audience. The paper that they gave me was my applause. And the orders were my reward. And I loved what I did. And I had a ball. When I left, I decided to just reinvent myself. Because there's a whole world out there, things that I always wanted to do. And one of them was acting, and the other was speaking. Volunteering. Every one of us in this room should be volunteering. How many volunteer in this room? Okay. You really should think about it. First of all, if you're single,